Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My topic today is service as a pathway to success. When I say success, I mean healing, fruitfulness, progress, blessing. I don't just mean exam success. Your service can make way for you where your labor can't make way. In order to enjoy success from God, it is expected for you to join the kingdom service. Immediately you are born again, you are inducted into the kingdom service. Do you know that Christianity is not a scam? It's not a club. It's not a WhatsApp group. Christianity is an association of believers. Now, let me say this. God is interested in everything you do. God isn't interested in using you and dumping you. He is interested in using you and blessing you. When God uses you, He makes sure He oils you. For example, if you use a cloth and you want to wear it again the next day, what do? You preserve it, you keep it clean. You wash it, you iron it, and you keep it so that whenever you want to use it again, you just pick it. That is how God is. When He uses you, He blesses you, He fills you up, He anoints you, He blesses you. There are some favors that won't come until you are a kingdom worker. Now, let's check Psalm 92 verse 13. This verse talks about when you are planted in the house of God, even in your old age, you will flourish. In your old age, you will flourish. When you are planted in the house of God, when you are in the court of God, you will flourish even in your old age, and you will bear fruits. Now, there are two ways you can checkmate your service. Number one is humility and thanksgiving. So I'm going to start with humility. Your service must be checkmated by the level of your humility. Check James 4 verse 6. If we sit down to dissect this verse, you will see that it talks about pride. If you have pride in the house of God, God will resist you. Colossians 3 verse 23. Don't play church. Form a habit of coming to service. Check Ephesians 6 verse 7. All these verses are talking about being planted in the house of God. These verses are talking about service. If you don't have responsibility in the church, give yourself responsibility. Check out areas that are not functioning in the church, then function there. For example, the choir is not functioning. You have the gift of singing. You go there and you function. You help the choir grow. Genesis 37. Joseph had humility when he was serving God. That is why when he was about to be hanged, he was saved. When you serve God with humility, you will have security. When you serve God with humility, everything you touch is blessed. You will have security. You will have all that you ever wanted. You will have all things. You will know all things. You will be wise when you serve God. When Joseph was sold to slavery, while he was in Potiphar's house, he served. Many people can't serve their masters. See, if your master isn't treating you well, God is watching and He will repay you back. Wherever you see yourself, serve. If you know how to serve God in humility, when a disgrace is coming, God will not afford it. God will not permit it. Like the woman with the issue of blood, she has been studying about Jesus, which was why she was saved after she touched His garment. Remember that at that point, there were a lot of people with Him. There were a lot of people with Jesus, hailing Him, praising Him. But for this lady's sake, for this woman's sake, He stopped. Now, another person that served in the house of God is David. David served his father. He never complained. Despite the fact that he had older brothers, he never grumbled. Rather, he quietly and happily did what he was told. If you are too busy to serve, let your money serve for you. Let your money serve for you. Your offering Packaging your offering from Monday to Sunday is another form of service. Many people use changes that Okada, Keke, and taxi give them. They use it as offering. That is not service. You have 6 days to prepare for God every Sunday. Package your offering and give it to God. Don't allow your pastor call you for altar call before you know you will donate to the church. Do it on your own. Don't allow your pastor to say altar call, bring 5,000, bring 10,000. No, check out things that are needed in the church and then do it if you have. Make effort to do it. Now, a lot of people are saying that when they give tithe and offering, their pastor eats the money. Your pastor is not eating the money. Whatever your pastor does with that money, it doesn't even concern you. If you are that bothered, look for a good church and drop your tithe and offering there. Now, your pastor uses the money to help others. Your pastor uses the money to grow the church. A lot of people don't give tithe. A lot of people don't give offering because they are saying their pastor is eating the money. Your pastor is not eating the money. In fact, whatever he does with the money is none of your problem. Your own is give. Do that which the Bible has said. Now, do that which the Bible has said. Now, there's a lady that needs money to buy this, and she urgently needs, and you know you can afford. You help that person. Giving helping hand to others is another way of service. Helping people is another way of service. You see somebody that is stranded on the road, you know you can help. You give her transport. Even if you are not able to afford the complete transport, you give her the little you have. Helping is another way of service. Do you know that when you are too quiet, the devil takes charge? Intimidate the devil by being thankful. Giving thanks is another way of service. Joseph interpreted other people's dream. That's another way of service. Interpreting people's dream, if you can, is another way of service. Learn to give thanks for the little you have. Giving help, giving thanks is another way of service. Many people can't go to church until they have a new dress. That is the very wrong service. Some people's dream can be cheap while yours is expensive. Interpret people's dream if you can, and then you will see how God will interpret yours. Service brings grace to your doorsteps. When you serve God in humility, what people struggle to get, you will get it with ease. Be proud of what you have. Be proud of what you have. Everything in this life is turn by turn. But until it gets to your turn, keep on serving. Don't allow the time go by. Saving is a seed that you will reap in future. Saving is like a fixed deposit. Some fixed deposit are 10 days, 15 days, some are 6 months, some are 1 year, some are 10 years, but one day you will cash out. That is just how saving is. Now, when you are planted in the house of God, is also a way of serving, like we have seen in the Bible verse, Colossians and in Ephesians, like we have seen there. We've seen that service is another way. Being planted in the church is another way of service. I know of a politician here in Abuja. Despite his position in the society, this man comes to church and he stands as an usher. He is planted in the house of God. He doesn't miss service. He doesn't miss service, despite his position in the society, his position in politics. He's a well-known politician, but every Sunday you will see him. He stands in the church. That is service. When you serve God with eye service, you are an eye servant. Your service is who you are. If your service
is not, if your life is not going well, that means your service is not going well. Inviting people to the house of God is another way of service. When you winning souls for Christ is another way of service. Let me add, when I say give help to people, I don't mean going to buy recharge card for somebody that wants to do TikTok. That's not what I mean. When you see that the person actually needs something, and you see that thing the person needs is something that will be useful to him, that is what I mean by giving help. I don't mean somebody wants to eat shawarma, you will not take 1,500 for 2,000 and go. That is not what I mean by help. Giving help to people is one who doesn't have food to eat. The person needs 2k, you have 5k, you give the person whatever amount you feel, a reasonable amount. That is what I mean. The person wants to pay his or her house rent, you know you can afford, you support the person. A person is stranded, you know you can afford, you help the person. That is what I mean by giving help. I don't mean all these ones that want to eat shawarma, they want to buy data to dance on TikTok. That is not what I mean. That is not help. That is not help. Giving somebody money to buy shawarma in the name and you say you have done help, you have served, that's not service. They said give to somebody who actually needs it. Somebody give to somebody that he will use it to better his or her life. Thank you very much. Please like, share, subscribe.